Welcome, folks. We're about to take a journey back to the Wild West, to the legendary gunfight at the OK Corral. Now, you might be picturing a dusty corral, cattle rustling, and sharpshooting gunslingers, but the truth is a bit more complex. This infamous showdown didn't take place at a corral, but in an alleyway behind Fry's photography studio. The feud wasn't about cattle rustling, but a tangled plot involving Wyatt Earp and Ike Clanton. As for those sharpshooting gunslingers, well, Doc Holliday wasn't a gunslinger at all, but a well-educated Southern gentleman turned gambler. And the bond between Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday? More fiction than fact. The real friendship was between Holliday and Earp's brother, Morgan. So, let's saddle up and get to know these intriguing characters a bit better. Starting off our countdown at number 5, we have Billy Clanton and Tom McClory. Now, these two characters, they were more than just bystanders in the lead up to the notorious gunfight at the OK Corral. Both were members of the Cowboys, an outlaw group causing havoc in the Arizona territory. Billy Clanton, the youngest of the Clanton brothers, was known for his quick temper and quicker draw. He was always ready for a fight and had a grudge against the Earps. Now, Tom McClory, on the other hand, was a rancher and cowboy. He was a man of few words, preferring to let his actions speak for him. His loyalty to his brother Frank and the Cowboys was unwavering, leading him to stand against the Earps and their allies. Their motivations? Well, they were fueled by the tension between the Cowboys and the lawmen. The Cowboys, including Billy and Tom, were accused of cattle rustling and other illegal activities, which the Earps were determined to stop. These two might not be the main instigators, but they sure played their parts. Moving on to number 3 and 2, we have Ike Clanton and Doc Holliday. Now, you might think you know these fellas, but there's more than meets the eye. Ike Clanton, the cowboy known for his cattle rustling, was actually involved in a failed plot against Wyatt Earp. This wasn't about cattle, friends, it was about power and control. Then we have Doc Holliday, a name that sends chills down the spine. But he wasn't the sharpshooting gunslinger that tales would have you believe. Holliday was a well-educated Southern gentleman turned gambler, a man of words as well as action. And here's a curveball for you. Earp and Holliday? Not the best of friends. The real friendship was between Holliday and Earp's brother, Morgan. Imagine that. A bond formed in the most unlikely of places under the harshest of circumstances. These two men certainly stirred the pot, but who was the one that lit the fire? And finally, at number 1, the man who was directly responsible for the bloody fight, Wyatt Earp. This lawman, with a reputation as a hero, was deeply embroiled in a failed plot with Ike Clanton. It was his actions, his decisions that led to the infamous shootout. However, it's worth noting that Earp's heroic status didn't emerge until after World War I. The narrative was cleverly crafted by Josie Marcus, Earp's longtime companion, to favor him and shift blame to Doc Holliday. Earp might be seen as a hero, but as we've learned, the truth is a lot more complicated. So, there you have it, the true story behind the infamous gunfight at the OK Corral. We've debunked some myths, like the location of the shootout and the real relationships between the key players. We've also highlighted the role of Wyatt Earp and Ike Clanton in provoking the conflict, and the unexpected friendship between Doc Holliday and Morgan Earp. And let's not forget Josie Marcus, who played a significant role in shaping the narrative after the fact. What are your thoughts on this fascinating piece of history? Drop a comment below, and remember, history isn't always as it seems.